Sorry, y'all. I had to retake that because my angles was wrong. But yeah, like I was saying, the first video, I was basically trying to say, don't let yourself go. Whatever you do, just don't let yourself go. Because after a divorce, after you get your bill of divorce, because that's exactly what it is, you can go into a depression mode. You can get very bitter behind it. You can, a lot of things can happen. And like I said, I've seen people get really bitter. I've seen women go from their husbands and they go chasing after other men. They go broke because of it. They start going into this love, lust, adulterous triangle, seeking love from other people that don't belong to them. Oh, I hope that no camera took a photo. So you got to make sure that you're rooted in God's word, standing on God's word, keeping God's commandments, and taking care of yourself. You have to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Because I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to be very honest with y'all. When I went through, when I got my bill of divorce, I know I suffered some health issues. I felt like I got a lot of gray hair before it was time. I know that the Bible talks about gray hair is wisdom, but I felt like I ended up getting a lot of gray hair because of stress. I started dealing with heart palpitations. What else? I didn't even realize that and anxiety issues. When I remember at one point in time when my father-in-law kept coming back and forth and playing that horrible game, I wanted to throw up every time. And then when I kept thinking about my husband, I got really bad migraine headaches that I asked God, like I didn't want to think about him anymore. Like I used to try to figure him out and try to understand what was going on, that it literally was putting a wear and tear on my body by reliving a moment over and over again. So I just really asked God to just take that away from me, because it was detrimental to my health. And then after that, I started working out a little bit, but then I was just like, what's it all for? There's no point. And so I stopped working out. I stopped exercising. I gained a whole bunch of weight, and I just didn't care. I was like, what's the point of really looking right if, it's certain things, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of looking right if my husband's not there, pretty much? What's the point of me wanting something like this if my husband is not there? Don't let yourself go because your spouse is no longer there. No, and that's a lie from the pit of hell if you think that God is not going to provide for you, God is not going to supply your needs, and God is not going to give good gifts. Because there's a difference between those who they sit up here and they talk about the prosperity. You get a yacht if you put 5,000 in or whatever. But the Bible does say that if an evil man know how to give good gifts to their child, how much more would you think if God giving good gifts to his children? So God will supply, and also God will give good gifts to you. So don't think like you're not worthy from it and you're out of the game of just living a life of happiness and abundance because your husband or your wife is not there. No, don't let yourself go, and don't think that God is not going to provide because your husband or your wife left. That's like thinking God is going to leave you because your husband or your wife left. He's not going to leave you. He's not going to leave you. And I say this because I wish somebody would have said these things to me when I was going through what I was going through, but nobody was really saying that. I had to literally like condition my mind. Why is this guy speeding while it's raining like this? I had to really condition my mind. So don't let yourself go. Don't let yourself go. I don't care if you gotta push yourself. You may look in the mirror and say you done gained 80 pounds. You better push yourself to walk them steps. Push yourself to go out and do something. You don't gotta be going to no. I would definitely say don't stay away from nightclubs and strong drinks. That's the last thing you need is anything with some alcohol in it, because all you're gonna do is cry. Stay away from that. Drink some water. Watch a funny movie, something that's gonna make you laugh so hard. Don't let yourself go though. If anything, while your husband or your wife is away, get more closer to God. Talk to God. Listen out for God's directions. Better yourself on the inside and on the outside. If anything, increase yourself and increase your prayer life. To get busy. Don't think that, I'm not going to be able to do certain things because my husband is left. Because that's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to just quit and die. That's what he really wants you to do. He wants you to stop living. He wants you to look like a hot mess. He wants you to have high blood pressure and be on medications. Some people would literally, like I said in the last video, there are people out here that will die from a broken heart. You can't go out like that. Who's beeping the horn? Symphony, please make sure you got your things on. You looking out there? You don't let yourself go. I've seen people, like I said, I know this one person, she had been dating this man, and the whole time he's one flesh with his first wife. But she's sweeping down, she's so in love with him because she didn't invest in so many years. And the whole time she dealing with sicknesses and stuff like that. I'm talking about, when I first saw her, I thought I had it bad. Homegirl looked like she was about 20 pounds. I said, oh no. Yes, Stephanie. Mommy was like, oh no. You can't let yourself go. You can't go to your grave because of a broken heart. You literally gotta really just cling to God and He'll see you through it. He'll see you through it. And He'll give you the desires of your heart too. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and He shall lift you up. God is not going to see you struggle, and God is going to be with you in the midst of your hurt, your pain, your crying, all of that stuff. So don't think like, oh, God is not going to be. God is going to be with you. Don't let yourself go. And I'm not, because some people will sit up here, and I'm not saying it in a way like, because you got some people who will go too far with, girl, what you need to do is do your makeup and do your hair and put on a sexy dress and go out there. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying is to get your life together, I'm talking about your spirit, your temple. And on the inside, you know how you got to fix some things on the inside? Meaning you got to pray to God and watch Him work in you and out and throughout in your life. Just don't have nothing to do like a rebound, because rebound ain't going to help you. Rebound is just going to land you in sin. With everything that you need right now, everything you need right now is God. When you can learn to just be on your own And the crazy part about it is I'm 36 years old. I feel like, you know, in my 20s, I've always been independent, but I've always been like dating someone, or someone was there. And you know, when you've always had a significant other, you are always dating, which I was fornicating then. But when you got married, now all of a sudden, okay, you know, you one flesh, and it's your husband. And a lot of people say things like, do you think that some marriages don't last because they dated before then? No. I think all marriages right now, hold on, y'all. Hold on. What is that noise? I think all marriages right now are being tested. All marriages are being tested right now. I think a lot, and they say 60% of marriages are ending in divorce. Now people are just not even getting married. They're coming up with this new thing where we just gonna be partners and we don't have to do that. It's a blasphemy of what God intended for us as humans to do, man and woman. You got so many people that's against it. You got so many other things that's trying to go against the tradition of a man and a woman. And people who are getting remarried, hey, settle down, that don't think it's adultery anymore. Marriage is under attack. So if I had to say, you know, and the thing is, somebody can say, Mona, you say this a lot. I gotta keep saying it over and over again because a lot of people aren't talking about it. What do you do when your husband or your wife left you? Don't let yourself go. Don't sit there and die because they walked out the door. Don't do it. Make sure you get up. Make sure you eat healthy. Make sure you're taking care of your body. I'm going to tell you something. As much as I love my husband, and I do, I'm not trying to die no time soon. So I got to take care of my temple. I got to take care of my temple. I got to make sure that my mind is right. My mental is right. Physically, I'm right. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I'm on top of it. Putting God first and just making sure I'm keeping his commandments, because I know if I'm keeping God's commandments, I mean, yes, we're going to deal with people, you know, the enemy trying to come, but we know what to do when that does, or when he tries to do that. You know how to stand in this fight. You know how to battle this thing. Let yourself go, you're just gonna be walking around here like, and I've seen women do it, like I've seen my own people do it, because you got wrapped up with dealing with something you wasn't supposed to be dealing with. My own sister was dealing with a man who had been married twice, and she was the third wife, committing adultery. Lost her mind pretty much because of that. Hitchhiked, I think she hitchhiked all the way to Florida and left her children. Like, who does that? These are things that can happen because you wasn't getting the love and all of this from this man. Don't let yourself go. Don't let yourself go. What you gotta do, read a book, go jogging, go see a movie, and enjoy life. You know, help someone, pray for someone, ask God, what else can you do while you are to remain unsingle unless you reconcile? What else can you do? Don't act like, oh, because this person left, your life is over. Your life is not over. Keep God's commandments. and things will be okay. Anyway, y'all, I hope that was able to help somebody, because I'm going to tell you something. I was looking for answers when I was going through my stuff. And the only answers that I was able to come across is you'll find somebody better. Like, it's if the new person is going to take away the pain and the hurt that your husband and your wife just did. Oh, you'll find somebody else, just focus on God. And you'll realize the whole time you're sitting up here thinking that it took a man to take care of you and to love you, and the whole time God said, I'll do all of that for you. Just keep my commandments, okay? Your husband is out there. You still love and submitting to your husband, but keep my commandments. Remain unmarried unless you reconcile with your husband. Keep my commandments and watch what I do. I will keep you. I'll take away that pain and that suffering. And that's the main thing, because it's the pain and the heartache and the throwing up and the waking up and the depressingness. God will take that, and you'll be a new creature in Christ and look back and be like, I cried like crazy for this. And look, like I'm not even feeling like how I was feeling at the beginning anymore. People looking like, what type of medicine did you have, Jesus? Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Just make sure, don't let yourself go.